Out of the depths of the burpee hell came crawling Miguel did 874 burpees in an hour. 874 burpees in an hour. It takes me an hour to get out of bed in a normal way without cracking it. 874. Fuck everything else and every other information for the description of this episode. 874 burpees in an hour. That person is worth listening to. If somebody does that many of one thing that many times in that short amount of time, dude, just no, I'm not going to tell you anything else about him. Just watch it for that. Is there anything else that you would want to know? I mean, the dude has an incredible mental strength, has gone through every lot, has shared everything about it to us, and has gone further and beyond than that. Because he reached 874, what did he do then? He did it till 1,000. That's it. Just watch it. Just listen. I mean, don't say anything. There we go. Guys, welcome to Cauliflower. And also me in front of me, the great, powerful Miguel. This man right here just told me the most craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. And I'm still processing it in my head. Because that's a huge number, 874 burpees. You did that in 1 hour?
Wow, 60 minutes. Yeah,
60
horrible minutes of my life, man. Yeah, that was hard. Well, yeah, that was a big achievement, man. A long time ago, 2 years already.
Oh my God, I got my legs started hurting just hearing that story.
Yeah, that was something else, man. And if people still ask me, hey, you gonna do it again? Never again,
Never touching
man.
that. I think we need, like, if you've done something, if you finished it, it doesn't make sense to me to do it again. Like, if you swim from, like, there's a couple of people that do this crazy stuff. They swim from here to England. They do that once, most of them. And they're like, no, I don't need to do it again. Maybe I'll go and come back. That's something. But
yeah, to be honest, after because I trained like 3 months for it, so I was preparing myself to beat the unofficial world record, of 852. And I was like training 3 months nonstop, man. I did an average of 2,000 burpees a week, 3,000, just a week, training nonstop with a vest, 10 kilos. I was so focused. And to be honest, man, after I finished the whole burpee test, the challenge of because it was 1,000 burpee chest, but I challenged myself just for like an hour. But I also finished the 1,000 on top of that, but without any push. I was full focus on that hour, so I did 874. But after I finished the whole like 3 months and the moment of truth, I fall back into a black hole, man. I was unmotivated as fuck.
You needed to find something, but yeah,
I lost myself, man. I was like, maybe for 2 months I didn't have any motivation. I was just
really,
yeah, man. Yeah.
So wait, you finished that incredible achievement, and then you dropped in you like mentally. We could even say depression. You hit depression.
Kind of, man. Yeah. After I finished, I had I think recovered for 10 days. My body was not only sore. Sore is something different. If you, for example, if you do some really heavy squats or heavy weightlifting, then your muscles are getting sore and then everything arches, and hurts. But this was a different kind of thing, man. Man, in my experience, I can't explain, man. It was something else. It was something also mentally, man. It hit me so deep. I was tired. For 10 days. I think every day I slept until 12, 11. Canceled all my personal trainings, man. I was done, man.
No,
like I told you, man. The first 10 minutes. Let's say like this. I did like 60 minutes of burpees. So every minute I had to hit an average of 15 full burpees, and I don't mean sprawl burpees, like
full on beautiful
chest to the floor.
Guys, you hear that? You've been doing burpees wrong your whole life.
Well, it depends where you use them for, but yeah. So I did them full, man, and my soul left my body after 10 freaking minutes, man. I was thinking, how the fuck can I continue for 50 minutes if my soul already left my body, man.
That
It
is-
was something else, man.
You hit
Yeah.
were there any other walls you hit? Because the first wall you like after 10 minutes I hit the first wall, my soul left my
Yeah,
body.
there was another wall, and it came after a half an hour, and I was about to give up, and I was like, nah, man, I'm not gonna. And then I started talking to myself, like, hey, how bad do you want this, man? How bad do you want this? Do you really? We want to show off, right? You want to show that people are wrong. You have to prove them wrong, man, because lots of people are doubting you. And I was like, okay, fuck them all, man. I'm gonna do it for myself. I'm gonna do it for myself. I'm gonna show them. And I kept going and going and going. And yeah, man, yeah, I finally achieved it. And then at the moment I achieved it, I collapsed.
Awesome.
I had like to rest for 10 minutes, and then I slowly finished the other, like 136 to finish the.
You finished? And
Yeah,
then you did
I
100
finished.
because-
I rested, lay down for 10 minutes, and then I finished until 1,000 because it was like
The challenge was
the
a
challenge
1,000.
was 1,000, yeah. But 1,000, you know, I'm a fit guy, you know, and if you challenge me for this kind of things, I'm always searching like for opportunities to make myself, make myself a challenge, to make myself like, even more motivated, you know, And so I came up to this idea, and I was looking for the world record of 1,000 burpees, and then I couldn't find anything. Then so what's coming nearby 1,000? I said like okay, let's take a look. What's the Guinness Book of World Record for 1 hour? And it was like 852. And then I thought like, okay, well, it's an average of 14 and a half. Nah, that means I have to do an average of 15 a minute for an hour. Well, I had 3 months for training, so I started training with a vest of 10 kilos plus. Well, and then I started doing like sets of 4, 300, 400, 500, and until 600. And then, every time until I reached the 300, I pull off the vest and kept going until 600, you know. And at that point, I already know. One time I achieved like 800, you know, and then I was like, okay, I think I can do it. And I never officially broke my own record in the training, but I came close, you know, and I was like, okay, let's try it.
Oh my God.
And I was lucky, I had a counter, so there was somebody counting my reps,
It's
you know,
actually
and pacing me, you know. I was like pacing me, and I had a clock, you know, like in front of me, so I was looking like every 4 seconds I need to do one burpee, every 4 seconds, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't sound bad, you know. The 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't sound bad. So, but yeah, after fucking 10 minutes, you're done, man.
Imagine hearing 371.
But I did 300. I still got it on tape, man. I did the first 300 non-stop, without stopping, man. It was non-stop. One, bam, one non-stop, one pace. And after that, I think after the 300, I took a break of 20 seconds maximum, because I already know the drill, you know. Okay, after a couple of times, you can give yourself like 15 seconds, breathe, oxygen, everything under control. Everything is arching, but yeah, keep going, man. You know, as long as you can use the body, keep going. And yeah, that's the story of the burpees, man.
Oh my God, that is ridiculous. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. What did it do to your body training towards it? I mean, let's start from the beginning. What did it do to your body, you getting yourself into that? Doing that many burpees almost every day?
I didn't get any stronger, you know. It's not like weightlifting, or it's not like getting more muscle or more packed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's really a mental game. It's like I'm running a marathon, you know. It's like a mental game, and I think lots of people can run a marathon. Lots of let's say even untrained people, if they really want, they can run. You know, it's all mental, you know. But the question is, how long is your recovery? Takes, you know, how long is your recovery gonna take? And that's where fatigue and fitness comes together. You know, if you're fit, hey, you can run a marathon, and then what happens is your recovery is faster than somebody who's not trained for it. But even I had 10 days. I needed 10 days to
come back.
Yeah,
oh man. And after that, there's something that happened to you that I actually hear from a lot of people. This is not something like, if you reach something so momentous and it's really big. I mean, I have never heard. I've met a lot of people in my life. The most I've heard about burpees and things like that, and people actually going for ridiculous numbers like those, It's 100 burpees.
Yeah.
Or like doing. There's some crazy guy I met that did like an ultra marathon.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah. That's also sick. Huh?
That is sick.
Yeah.
But think about it. But once you get into the rhythm and you turn off your brain and they go for the ultra marathon, cool. I get that training, you know, and I can understand that but this is something different. This is like a mental thing that is like beyond me, I believe. Especially to end and then take a rest and then say, I still have 100 and something to go.
Yeah, that was the challenge, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was something else. Yeah.
Oh my God. That is a beautiful thing. What did you think? What happened to you afterwards? What was it? Because it's not uncommon to hear that people win like world championships and do like these incredible feats. Yeah. That they hit that end and they go like, what else? They feel a little bit the emptiness.
Your focus, I think it's the focus, you know. If your focus is so like one-dimensional, it's like actually one-dimensional because you're full focus on one thing you want to accomplish. And if it's so one-dimensional, no, you forget everything what's out of that focus. So what happens if your focus open up again? You don't know where to look, man. It's
too many
everything,
options.
Yeah, too many options. So you're their focus is too big, so you don't have anything to focus on anymore. And that's so it's actually easy to explain, but hard to experience, man. Because in the experience, it's weirdly everybody would say from another perspective, like, hey, but man, you just can continue training, or you can do lots of other things.
Yeah.
It's not like that,
You're not
man.
a nice kid.
It's not like that, man. I wish it was, man. I lost motivation for I think 2 months, man. Yeah, at least.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I've not. The closest I've gotten to that was the moment I worked so hard to get my black belt in the fastest amount of time possible, and I got it fast. And after I got it, I didn't want it. It's done. I was like, what now? But that is not like it's like something, but it's not the same. I would say, you know, it's. But it's weird what happens to us. It's like when once you get that.
But if you want something really bad, I think it's that's you know what's life about. If you're really like focusing on something and you want it and you got it, and what's next, man?
Man, you
what's next? If you got it, if you got your hands on it, what's next? It's
stay motivated.
Yeah, stay motivated. It's hard, huh?
How did you come out of it? That's also a very good thing. I mean,
yeah.
It's like
I'm kind of lucky. It's my work, so I had to continue with my lessons, and I'm a trainer. I'm the type of leader. I call it leader because it's my work. I have to lead people.
Absolutely.
And I'm the type of leader that I'm always participating in my lessons, you know. And it's maybe a little bit arrogant, but if I want to teach people things, then I prefer to do it one-on-one, you know. In a big group, I'm always the leader that participated, but I always observe. I always tell people like, hey, pay attention to this and this and this. And after training, I always give corrections, you know. But I prefer to train with like an advanced group, let's say for CrossFit, for example, or strength and conditioning, whatever. Work makes me like more pleasurable, you know, in my work.
If you're doing I get it.
So and if I train people one-on-one, I have all the time and all the focus on one person, so I can give better adjustments
for the details.
Yeah,
for the details. You can actually have everything.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
So I'm the type of trainer that mostly participates, and I'm looking around, but you try to follow me, you know. And it's different than jiu-jitsu, for example. For you, you're a teacher. You explain things, and of course you participate, but you pay attention to the techniques. Like jiu-jitsu is technically sport number one, you know. Yeah. So, and also if I for example, if I'm giving CrossFit lessons, for example, I'm teaching CrossFit. I call my CrossFit lessons now advanced. So the people that are stepping in, they have to have a certain amount of experience.
They have to have done it.
Yeah. So then also my role as a role model of the teacher is gonna be shown off as a skilled, like let's say a skilled teacher, instead of only how can I tell like. For example, if I would be walking around as a CrossFit teacher and all the time correcting people, like, hey, you have to do this better. I think that would be, involving my characterism as a teacher, because I'm the one that also participates and
I get it.
also show you that it's possible to do it. For example, if I tell you, hey, we're gonna do 500 burpees, and like the whole class is gonna say, nah, you are crazy, nah, and I would be a teacher that only would watch you do 500 burpees.
That's a different kind of
That's a different kind of teacher than the teacher that participates with 500 burpees. See, so that's why that's I'm now 38, so for now that's my type of.
Dude, 38, you look
38,
amazing for 38.
Thanks a lot, man. But that's my type of
Every time these guys
teaching.
come on, I feel fat.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I get what you're saying, and I also get the part that it says like giving advanced classes. If I give an advanced class, I'm how do I say this? I'm teaching myself. I have to be much more on my toes.
Yeah.
Oh, if I give a beginner's class and I have to go all the way back and everything, that's important to keep up with that basics and stuff. But when I'm in advanced, my participation is different because I'm mentally going deeper into what I'm teaching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You look like, oh, okay, but we're doing arm bars, but different today. Yeah. And we gotta have to like really dig deep and get those little details out and stuff like that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's a really technical sport. What you're teaching is also like CrossFit is also like, for example, now I'm talking specifically about not about kickboxing, but specifically about CrossFit, because in CrossFit it's possible to teach like this. If I would be a kickbox teacher, what I am as well, I wouldn't be dividing myself as I have an advanced class and a beginner's class. Like, if you want to participate with the advanced class, you have to beat me. No, it's not like that. No, it's not like that. Because the thing is with CrossFit, for example, or strength and conditioning, and that's why I participate on a Saturday as well. From 11 to 12, I do strength and conditioning with own body weight. Yeah. And I give like basic stuff, but the drills, the combinations I make are hard to keep up. But, if I just tell you what to do, it's different than if somebody is also participating and shows you that it's possible to do. Yeah, because then you're like, fuck, I want to hold on with him.
I want to keep up.
Yeah, I want to keep up with him. Exactly.
I get it.
It's maybe in if I would translate it to jiu-jitsu, it would be you versus me rolling, and you would put the tempo that high without choking me, without putting a submission on me, but just fatiguing me out. Just
rolling it out, flowing it
out, and on high tempo. See, that's it. Yeah, that's
in rolls. Yeah, that's true. No, okay, so, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Yeah, man. That's something about teaching that is incredible. If you get it, if you're a good teacher, like you are, I see it in your students especially, man.
Thanks, man.
I see it. They always keep coming back and they're always dead and always happy. Not only are they always dead, they're always happy.
Yeah,
they're happy dead. I like that part, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, throughout this, how long have you been teaching?
Well, since...
For you to get to this point where you can actually already divide how you teach and stuff like that takes a while, man.
Man, it took a long time, yeah.
Oh God, that's the question.
Let's say I started like sports science when I was 18. Oof. And then I had some troubles at home, I lived all my life in Amsterdam, and I was a big smoker, man. I was a big weed smoker. Yeah, I was addicted to that shit, man. Hip hop and smoking weed, man. Hey, man. And then I think I stopped my sports science after 2 years, 1.5 years. I went living by myself as a 19-year-old kid, and man, from that direction on, everything went 180 degrees and opposite. Really? Yeah, I went bad, man. It was like I had some like jobs to working in a hotel and doing some beer tapping and that kind of shit, just to survive. And then I stopped with my study, and from there on, I started working in logistics, carrying bags and bullshit, it was horrible. And then after 2 years, I thought nah, man, this is not what I want to do. I need to do something with my life. Then I picked up my sports science on my 23rd and finished it on my 27th. And in the meantime, 23, I think, then from there on I started working, man, as a fitness instructor and carefully personal training when I was like 28, 29. So yeah, I'm already 10 years or more in this business, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, let's say from when I was 18, I already started sports science. So from there on, I already start teaching, and yeah, and that's a bit.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Actually, happy with the outcome, man.
It could have been
worse. Yeah.
If we don't give ourselves enough time to sit down and think back. But where was I?
Yeah,
but the more you do
sometimes
that,
it's good.
you see the path you took. That's almost like if you started at 18, you're 38 now.
Yeah,
Man, that's
38,
20 years.
Oh yeah, fucking hell.
20 years,
Man. If you see
It
like
goes
that,
fast, right?
Gee, time flies, man.
I hit 32. I didn't even know this.
Oh,
I
man.
started counting candles on my cake. I was like, "There's something wrong here. You guys messed up. You put like 6 too much."
Yeah.
Oh man, beautiful stuff. But you got into the sports science, and what got you to that? Was it always like we were talking a little bit earlier, and you said something about like the learning, the concentration shit.
And that's
I've
it,
exactly.
man.
I've been,
That's it.
if you're
Yeah.
a teacher in high school right now, listen to this shit. We're not all readers and mathematicians.
Yeah. Well,
Stop it.
I was really bad at maths, man. When I was young, I was so bad, and the main thing is my concentration. After a while, I discovered that my mother actually discovered that my concentration was like too short statistically. Was like goes up, and at the moment I lose it, it goes down, and it never goes up again. You know, it's just
God, I have the same.
yeah, it's terrible. You know?
I have the same goldfish problem.
Yeah, it's terrible. I was so bad in maths, and after that, I discovered as well like my concentration is a problem. I need to move, man. If I keep moving, you know, moving, then
the concentration stays.
The concentration stays. Yeah, I'm a very physical person. I think that's maybe also why, you know.
It's locked together, so the more you move, the more concentrated you stay.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
It's crazy, man.
The 864 like per what 74 right? But it must have been the most concentrated you've been in.
Yeah, that was pure concentration, man.
That's amazing.
That's pure concentration. If you that's crazy. If you think about it, that's concentration. Yeah,
You've been the whole time focused in this whole thing.
Yeah.
How did you get around it? Your mother found out?
Yeah, she found out because like I scored really. I sucked so bad at maths, man. She was angry, you know. It came back with the results, you know, and she was like, "Nah, we have to do something about it." And then, we did some. I said backlash, some extra classes, you know, of maths. I still sucked, man. so then, at a point, then she tried to figure out what was wrong, and then we found out that my concentration was really bad, and then. From there on, I talked also to my gym teacher because I was really like, at the gymnastics in high school, I was always like, I was a star, man. I was always good in soccer, basketball, man, and doing gymnast. If there were sports involved, I was always like top, you know, And then I talked with him and I said, man, maybe I want to be a gymnast teacher too. And I said, would suit you really good, and I never forget him. And he was like. Yeah, you should. And I was like, fuck, why not, man? And from there on, I was like 16, and I decided to go to sports sciences. 16, 17, and 18, I went to sports science, man.
That was it. That was the best advice you ever had. Yeah, no, man, I believe you. I believe you. Something about having my concentration linked together with movement makes it better. Yeah. Makes it better.
Totally
it's just
true.
like it's weird, and I haven't tested it too much, but I did notice that if I'm reading and walking or reading and doing something at the same time, sounds weird. Like how can you read and walk at the same time? But try it, like in a circle or something.
But also, if I, for example, if I hear to a podcast or so, if I'm walking,
it stays with you.
It stays with me.
It stays with you.
I enjoy it even more than when I'm just sitting or laying down and. Then it
doesn't
harder.
happen. I have to be doing something at the same time. If I'm biking.
Even if I do the dishes, for example, you know, if I'm moving, doing the dishes, doing my washing clothes, or I don't know, you know, if I'm busy, I can enjoy it, man.
Kind of race of people that cannot stop moving. I have it too. I have the serious problem that I get bored way too fast, and the moment I get bored, I fuck up in every single way possible. I start doing shit, and then that's not, and that's how I. If I keep like, that's what you said. There's a meditation to putting like something, listening to something, or listening to a podcast and learning something by hearing it and at the same time cleaning your whole house. I clean.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I did 17 times in the pandemic. I cleaned my whole house every day.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that?
The pandemics, yeah. Oh man, I was lucky. I kept going on with my training. So, but yeah, there were some people that were really afraid, and yeah, that's always hard, you know, because as a personal trainer, and if you have a certain amount of clients, you lose some clients that are afraid or are not willing to train because they don't have any security and they don't feel secure about it. Yeah. And that's where you, actually as a freelance like trainer, you lose some money, man. It's,
I understand.
But no, further on, my thoughts about the pandemics, man, I can imagine that we have to be careful. But for now, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I hope it's gonna end well, man.
Yeah. 2020 is looking weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say about that, man. I think we just keep on training. And with that, I have a couple of questions, man. What would you say is the next best thing I can do next to fighting? Because I'm honestly gonna say I am lazy on the matters of lifting weights. I would love to be more active with that. I would love to, but something in me just if I have to do strength training or something like that, or fitness or anything, and right next to that there's a fighting class going on, I'll be 99% of the time and the fighting class. It's
can imagine.
It's something with, I think it has to do with the movement and the concentration thing, you know, and
also where you're getting involved in, and I think, you know, where gewoonte. Where you come on, you know, what's common for you. If fighting is common for you, then
a habit.
The habit, exactly. Yeah,
I have the habit of that. But there's also the thing we were talking about, that if somebody else, if I see some huge, very dangerous guy fighting, I immediately want to go over and test myself. That is something. It's ridiculous. I don't know.
But there's something in your nature, I think. Something in your nature.
There's nothing in me that goes like, I cannot challenge myself. It's not. I cannot go and say like, how much weight can I lift?
And the funny thing is, I like fighting, man. I love fighting. I love kickboxing, I love wrestling. But to be honest, I have that less, man. If I see somebody else that's really like intriguing me and fighting good, and I don't want to test myself that much, you know. And that's not, maybe because it's less a habit for me, you know, of fighting. So for you, it's more a habit, I think. So that could be a thing,
What would you advise for me to get like into the habit of actually doing that? Because I need it. I'm getting older. Things are hurting a lot more, and I know that I have to work.
Well, you know by yourself, man. A community makes things stronger, right? Like you have your jiu-jitsu community. It makes sure that you always come on certain times and train. Yeah, even if you have a community for training. That's it, man. That's what keeps you going, keeps you grinding, you know.
Holy shit, that sounds like the.
And that's why the CrossFit is so popular now, because it's a community. You know, before it was fitness, like everybody was like going for itself, individuals. Maybe my neighbor want to, participate, going to the gym, but not more than that. And then CrossFit came along, and CrossFit is like, oh, it's a community. It's like Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu also has a community. So what happens with the community? The community keeps on going and feeding each other with motivation and energy. So you keep on going to the same community with the same training, and that also happens with CrossFit.
Why does that make so much sense? Why was that so fast to answer? And
but that's it, man.
15 years I've been looking to know why.
It's just make sure you find your people where you want to do it with, man. In a group, you're always stronger, man, in every aspect.
That's true. And a couple of times I did train in a group. It was fun as hell.
Yeah, and that's it, man. That's how it makes fun, you know.
And you went into CrossFit too, or is it?
Well, I'm already teaching CrossFit now for 7 years already, man. Yeah.
There's a hate going on. There's the
man.
CrossFit people, and the traditional lifters, and then there's the bodybuilders that you all look at each other going like, you are stupid.
But I don't worship CrossFit. You know, to be honest, I think CrossFit is just Well, man, I don't have to be careful what I say.
Yeah,
because,
there's a community. There's a community
exactly,
going on. No, but
CrossFit is very, very, very good overall. You have lots of opportunities. It's like MMA. It's like you have karate, you have taekwondo, you have Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you have Greco, wrestling. You have all these opportunities. But CrossFit is the same, man. You have gymnastics, you have Olympic weightlifting, you have lots of things, man, where you can get better in. And overall, it's good. Right. But the specialist is always better,
Okay.
It's also with MMA. If there's one specialist of jiu-jitsu, he's always better than the average MMA guy that practice only MMA. And that's the same thing with CrossFit, man. You have gymnasts, you have like calisthenics, for example, is also a part of gymnastics,
And because there's so much in CrossFit, you end up being a jack of all trades, but
an average,
as I say, you say,
and of course you can hit the plank above average.
Yeah.
But still, compared to a specialist that's training 7 or 6 days a week weightlifting, he will always be lifting more than a CrossFitter.
That's true.
And
that is true.
So it's overall it's good entertainment, man. It's good for the community to keep people going, and I think it's really good. But there in CrossFit, it
where it wins in the community aspect, as a specialist, it doesn't. I get what you're saying. If you're talking about, but if you look at the community, it's way stronger. It's strong.
It's really strong. Yeah,
it's
strong.
Man, I've seen some people buy the exact same shoes, 20 of them, just to look good in the competition.
Yeah.
That is something. That's jiu-jitsu level community stuff. That is a football level community stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, but on the other hand, they're all very one-dimensional with their movements, because everything is like movement frontal, like with martial arts. You have three-dimensional movements, and CrossFitting is always one-dimensional, man. It's lifting front, to the front, squatting front. There's no movements, man. Almost no movements. You're not throwing a ball like this, You're
throwing it up too.
You're throwing it up, down, snatching, weightlifting.
But isn't that safer?
Yes, yes and no. Yeah, because it's competition, of course. Of course, it's safer, but in an aspect of if I have to give you my sincere thoughts about training, there is more than that, man. See, there is more than only CrossFit. That's why people that are only doing 6 times a week CrossFit, very good, but don't forget.
Your
your 360. Exactly. Your 3-dimensional movements, man.
Yeah, we have to get that in there, but I wouldn't know how. If you think about it, what movements could you integrate?
Do your burpees with a surfy movement, with surf movement. Burpee and get in on a surf plank. Man. For example, I just but there are lots of opportunities, man. Just a lot of possibilities. I mean.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Would you recommend it, the CrossFit? Or what would you recommend for somebody that's going into fighting? Should we do it, or should we? What?
1 time, 2 times a week, I think it would be benefiting. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, it's for people that are fighting. Yeah, man, it's hard because if you're a fighter and you train 6 times a week, man, 6 times. 6 moments are actually not enough, man. To be honest, man, there's so many possibilities to train, man. And CrossFit would be good for an average 1-2 times a week, and then specifically do some power training, do some endurance training. I think it's very important. I think I always tell people for example, power lifters. They're really strong. They can do 1 strong push, but what's next, man? What's up with the power? What's up with when that power is gone? What's up when that power is gone? Where are you then, man? What's up?
That is true.
See, your power, maximum power is called maximum power for a reason.
And that's I think that's how do I say this? The lesser point. I mean, endurance just keeps going, but you sacrifice a little bit of power for it. But on the other hand, it gets to a point where it doesn't really end. Within 10 minutes of fighting, if you have that much endurance, you can keep going.
Yeah, and if you can balance that out, that's
If you can balance that, it would be
yeah.
perfect.
And that's also what I experienced, in the past with people that are only like powerlifting, for example, are only like maximizing their strength. If you grapple or fight with them, if
1 minute, that's it.
By experience, man. And then
1 minute.
and then what's next? What's
There's nothing anymore.
So you have to have you have to look beyond that. That's why it's so important to do power, but also train beyond power. Like power endurance.
Endurance and stuff.
Yeah, it's not only endurance but also power endurance.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know how to, because that's also another very important thing once we get into like, if you're fighting, and I'm talking specific about jiu-jitsu because that's what I know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I would say like, what is the thing that how should I train? How should I do it? I mean, is only doing jiu-jitsu enough? Then we should look at the goal, and I think the goal in this case is like, I want to.
It depends on what your goals are, right? Exactly.
I want to be the best possible fighter that can be, and
then you have to also look at the best possible that are right there at the moment of prime. Like take a look at your competitors, for example, on the highest level.
Yeah.
What are they doing? They're not only doing jiu-jitsu, man.
No.
I can promise you that they're doing probably some seriously scheduled workouts,
Some seriously scheduled drugs too. I mean.
Oh yeah, man.
No. These guys are working hard.
Of course. But
I try always to rip on.
Talking about drugs, I think now in this generation, it's also a common thing for lots of gyms, man, to use some shit, man.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Do you still need like I was talking with Raffles about this the last time. It's like, should it come back during fighting? It's gonna be there anyway. If you think about it,
like in the Pride time. Remember the Pride, man? Everybody was on roids, man.
Let's not say roids. Let's not even say roids. Let's say, is it fair for a person to use weed before a competition? Like Nick Diaz and Nick and Nick did. How
I never
fair,
thought about this. Man.
How fair would that be? If you think about it, if I'm gonna be dead honest, and if I do it before a competition,
so, well, be honest, man. I smoke lots of weed and have never been punched in the face with smoking weed, so I don't know the experience of getting a punch in the face. But I heard some stories about like people that are coked up, for example, and they get punched in the face and they don't feel nothing. That's not fair, man. How the fuck that? Then you need to kill somebody to really like win. I don't know if weed also has a big influence on it, but
weed helped. But I realized this. It helped a lot of people get into their flow. And the same thing is about like and mushrooms too. The kind of some people are testing that. I don't know that yet.
Like micro doses, that kind of shit.
I heard
about it. Yeah.
But the thing is it if we say like steroids isn't fair, shouldn't do it, and we say like, oh, but weed, now weed just makes you sleepy, and now weed makes you get into your flow, makes you calm down. And what is worse to fight than a calm fighter? If you step in the ring and you're nervous and the other guy is oh, this is vacation. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
And then if we say, okay, we can't do that, then there's a whole nother list of other stuff that you can use and can be using.
True. Yeah.
So we can point the finger at steroids like a lot of people do, but then you go like
beyond, if you look beyond that, you have
there's a bunch of stuff. Valiums.
Yeah. For
Take
example,
Valiums. You won't feel shit.
Yeah.
They'll be ripping your arms off, and you go like, take it.
Yeah, crazy thoughts, man. I never thought about that, but you got a point there. Hard to make regulations for it. So where's the line?
I would say one of the beautiful things, we got light. It happened. We have light.
Prime time. That's prime time.
A little bit dark, and it's gone again. Man. I would say if the training goes. This is some of the questions that a lot of my students ask. It's like, okay, the jiu-jitsu you're teaching us, but outside of that, what should I do? And I'm like, running is one of the major things, but I do tell people, I don't know how to run. And if you know, you can add it, but watch out with injuries and stuff like that and everything. But I wouldn't know. And
really injury sensitive,
I would also say swimming is a good idea, but the thing is, I want to point them towards like the fitness thing and the CrossFit thing or the weightlifting thing.
Yeah.
And I know you're really good at your work, and I see that you're some kind of you're really expert and you're into it, you know, and you've brought it to the next level. You've done the challenges. What would you say? Calisthenics or something?
You know, I think it's also like you have to look at as a individual thing for each person, you know, because especially you can give some overall information, you know, like I have to do this and this and this, but depending on the person, man, if somebody has a bad form, for example, and can't posture up, for example, in a guard, you know, and then you know you have to work on his core and lower back, and it also really depends on the person. But overall, I would say some basic like fitness to start with is always good, and from there on you can take it to the next step. You can do more complex exercises, like more compound exercises like squats, you know, deadlifts, or some thrusters, you know, squat to presses with heavy weight. But it also depends on what are the basics of a person before advising them some stuff, you know, because I can tell everybody to go to do CrossFit, but man, that's also
it won't help everybody.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
Get it. It won't. Depends on your needs.
Yeah, depends on your needs also. Yeah, and I think for a person, it's also a thing to find out, you know, to really find out what's needed for my body.
So to each their own training. Almost. It depends. You have to kind of like.
You can almost categorize people, you know. Yeah.
You can specialize your thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, because we want to, like we've been talking to this too. We want to get like the Dutch scene in fighting is huge.
Yeah.
Come on,
huge,
there's so many warriors around here. How many? This tiny little country has produced some of the most legendary fighters I've ever heard of seen fight. Starting all the way back, Ramon Dekkers and before even. I mean, in boxing, the Dutch windmill. I forgot his name.
Dutch windmill.
You know who I'm talking about.
Who's a Dutch windmill, man?
Oh God, boxer, old school boxer.
Oh no.
I'm gonna find his name. Somebody's gonna find his name in the crew too, like the Dutch windmill. It's on the top of my.
No, I don't know. Man.
But that's one. We have some. How many people?
It's a big scene. Yeah, really big. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Glory and at K1 at the time, it's basically all Dutch, but and that's still hosting.
Yeah, Dutch are really good and
almost no MMA yet.
Yeah,
it's starting.
It's starting. I think it should have started longer ago, man, because they stuck it into the kickboxing too much, you know, after the whole era of Ramon Dekkers and Kaman and, you know, like the big guys, you know, and from there on it stuck into kickboxing too long. If you take a good look like at the top-notch Dutch MMA fighters, you know, for like big events like Bellator, like UFC, for example, there are not a lot of really like outstanding Dutch people as expected. Like for example, Overeem is a big name, of course, you know, but next to Overeem, I don't know a lot of other guys that are really top notch in the top 3 of
Musashi. I would.
Yeah, Musashi, Bellator.
But then it starts ending,
but,
you know, and then you get
Musashi's
Steven
really
Struve,
good too,
and
but Struve is not the top 5, man.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But I would say, how would we get in training? On that basis, how would we get people interested? Well, it's starting already. The interest is showing, but basically because of money.
Yeah.
But how would you get the training from people that are so deep? Because most of them, if not all of them, are gonna come from kickboxing.
Yeah, true.
I can't just say like stop kickboxing and do
no.
So we're going to have to work on so much flexibility and so much work. I mean, what would you say is? How did you get them there?
Yeah, hard question.
It's hard, so we're gonna have to go deep on this one.
Yeah, but this is hard, man. I don't know, to be honest, man. This is a tough question, man.
Do you get them or just throw them in with the wolves and see like?
Yeah, I don't know. What would you say, man? I don't know, to be honest.
I have no idea. The question I came up with is like, if I know by myself, if we throw them into the like okay, give as much attention to BJJ, that's not gonna be possible. I would say. Just training, just training, I'd say to them like, only take down defenses. Like you're already that good standing up.
Yeah.
Do only take down defense. One or two things like on the floor to keep yourself safe and to stand up. The only focus you have on the floor is get back up.
Yeah.
That's most. If somebody comes nowadays to me and says like I want to do MMA and I've done kickboxing for this amount of time, I said.
Yeah. For example, if we take a look at like the big names from the past, like still in the game, but like also Melvin Manu, for example.
Yeah,
He is a monster standing up. A monster. Nobody was willing to stand with the guy. He was a demolisher. Like Alistair Overeem as well. But if you put them on the floor on their back,
it's a different game.
It's a different game, and that's what you're trying to explain is work on a takedown defense. But I don't think it's all, because what happens if you get down?
Yeah.
You have to
stand up. You learn how to stand up. The only thing is like, how do you train that the most effective way? You keep doing jiu-jitsu and the physical part next to it.
Where's the boundary, man? I don't know. With condition as well, there everybody has like a boundary. There's a
and the conditioning is so different.
Yeah, that's it.
How do you work on that, man?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so hard to explain also, because I think with fighting it also has to do with the pace of the other. The perfect example is Nate and Nick Diaz. Like
that's ridiculous.
They get the guys, they're putting a pace on you, and then it doesn't matter how good your conditioning is. They'll just slowly, dominate you and slowly suck you, suck you empty.
And they'll pull the life out of you.
And I think you can be that's the very interesting thing about like fighting, in martial arts is you can be fit as fuck. You can be the fittest on earth, but it also has to do with two fighters and two souls as well.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes conditioning is not enough to beat the soul of somebody else.
There you go.
And that's the interesting thing about it. You can train whatever you want, man. But
if the guy has the will, and it's more than yours, you're going down.
That's it, man. And that's so interesting about it.
How do you work on that? I mean, I think you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
At this point,
I think what's really interesting maybe is like the how the Marines train. The Marines, like do they do their tests? Before they get a Marine, they really have to go
that's
deep shit.
I've seen that.
The
log thing.
Oh man, I know, man. Staying 9 minutes underwater, and then people are passing out and
9 minutes.
Yeah, man.
They want you to pass out. They want you to
fucking pass out. It's crazy, man. But I think those kind of things are also helping you mentally and
they build you.
Yeah,
they turn you into something.
But still, I think that it's not enough. If somebody else's will is bigger than yours, and
that is it.
Yeah,
that's why the thing you did to me was one of the greatest will builders out there. I mean, by yourself now that you can beat the world record. And the great question is, what's the next thing, man?
Yeah, well, I don't know, man.
What's within?
I have no challenge at all at the moment, man.
In mind? Nothing in mind?
Nothing at all, man. I'm, to be honest, I'm just enjoying my work at the moment, and I'm just enjoying it. And maybe there's gonna come something in my mind soon. Maybe I'm gonna do it again. You never know, but I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. It was horrible. So that was.
That was one experience.
There was one experience. Yeah, I want to keep it like that. So yeah. No, man. I have nothing special in mind now at the moment. I'm gonna keep it like that,
Just keep it easy.
Keep it easy flowing,
I mean, if you enjoy your job, and I see you enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean.
I'm enjoying it really, man. Yeah. That's definitely true. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I would say the training that you do is paramount a necessity if you do fighting. But on the other hand, I also wanted to know, like, if you just want the fitness part and you just want to do what you do, which is that you told me once, like, if it's calisthenics, you know almost everything about it.
Well, with calisthenics, you mean like what you can achieve with with calisthenics, you can achieve a lot, But the only thing is with calisthenics, in my opinion, is you're not able to lift things from the floor, for example. Then your body, Yeah, but you can get really strong with calisthenics, man. I've heard some stories about guys who never been bench pressing at all, only doing calisthenics from the age of 16 till, let's say, 25, bench pressing 100 kilos, you know. never before, you know. And yeah, that's amazing, man. That's if you also take a look at gymnasts, for example, like guys in the ring, you know, the people, the men. You need some serious strength for it. But if you take a look at their legs, they're missing lots of power, and that's what in my opinion is missing with the calisthenics. You can do some pistol squats, you can do some shrimp squats, you know, some crazy shit, and it's never gonna be enough if you have that resistance of weight on top, you know. And so it's also important to do that.
Then I have to go back to something we said in the beginning. If you're a specialist, yeah, good. But if you do the CrossFit stuff and you do a little bit of everything, you have a
bunch of
well-rounded. And the more well-rounded you are.
The nice thing about CrossFit is, in my opinion, if you participate, you can feel things, you know, like where you really suck at, you know, where you're bad at, and then you can think like, okay, I need this more. It's the same with martial arts. If you start and you're a good stand-up fighter, but on the floor, or let's say takedown defense is good, but on the floor you really suck, then you know on the floor there's my weak point, so I have to work on that. And it's the same with CrossFit. It's the same thing, man. It's you also do some power shit like deadlifts.
Yeah, and
bench
those
presses, you know,
that snatch.
Exactly. You know, and if you look at the CrossFit, it's the same. It's the same thing, man. You can see where your weak points are, and you get better at it. Yeah, and also, if you don't want to participate at the CrossFit, and you have been participating for a long time, and you know your weak points, you can go to the gym and train the weak points.
That's true. Always, how is the competitions going? Did you ever? I always wanted. I watched a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't participate. I don't care, man. To be honest, I don't care, man. I'm not like a big CrossFitter myself. Like that is really like a fanatic follower. You know, I follow some people on Instagram that I like and I admire. You know, but like I said, man, it's I'm the trainer that believes there's more than CrossFit. You know, there's. CrossFit is good, but there is more than CrossFit.
There's more to life, absolutely, absolutely. That's why I also see you kickboxing a lot, and and you have a little bit of a Muay Thai style in there.
Yeah, true, man, a little bit. Yeah, I've been training at first class gym when I was young, and it was a defense boulder, you know, and then I trained there a little time, not long, man, and from there on, I got a little bit stuck to the game, and I loved it, man, and. Yeah.
That's the only thing I learned. I got into the Muay Thai, the traditional one.
Yeah, it's awesome.
When there was a trainer that came by, and he was the trainer from Pakorn in Thailand. In Thailand, like Pakorn is, high level. And Dieselnoy also came, and Dieselnoy is like the only Thai guy that is my size. In all Thailand, he was my size. He was this thin, my size, and the only thing he did was grab you and knee you to death. Yeah. But he made an art out of it, and he explained everything. And they used to come to Brazil because in Brazil it grew a lot, the Muay Thai.
Yeah.
They love that stuff.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how or why and how the connection came about, but. Yeah. Brazil and Thailand, they're friends of each other.
Yeah, Thai boxing is like ballet for men, huh?
Oh, man.
I tell all my clients.
It's beautiful.
Man, you know, it's very interesting.
It's brutal, it's violent, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and I saw you doing it, and I said, we have to train it.
I miss it too much. Yeah, man. I don't do too much either. I just do it with my clients, you know, sometimes, and just keep myself a bit fit and busy, you know. That's I don't want to. It's like riding a bicycle. You never forget how it goes, you know. It's so technically, you always have it a little bit in you. Exactly.
I know what you mean, man. But we have to keep it up because I like doing it too.
Yeah, man, let's go, man. Awesome.
Every Saturday classes.
I have from 11 till 12. I have the classes.
I have to join
buddy.
It.
Yeah, come by, man. You're welcome.
I have to join it. You've been giving these classes there for how long?
No. Now I started like
this month.
It's this month, past month, and I already teach like like this certain kind of training, like own body weight training, is already for 7-8 years as well, man.
Oh shit.
So I have lots of crazy drills, man, where you really get sore as fuck on the spot, man.
How do you come up with that stuff, man? Every single
Yeah,
time?
every time I freestyle a lot, but I also have been written pages, man, and making notes, from 8 years ago, and I think, man, if I show you my notebook, I have like more than 80 trainings,
Oh my god, you're gonna have to make a book out of it. Sell
Yeah,
it.
someday, maybe, man, yeah, it would be a bad idea.
Right?
Yeah,
You got
of
all the
course.
trainings and
Yeah,
everything. Did you
yeah.
explain some of that stuff?
Yeah, that's some
Oh my
crazy
God.
stuff, man. Yeah, I really got
I
some
would love
crazy
to.
stuff. Yeah.
You've been there for 5 years, right?
There, yeah,
yes.
with
ADC,
yeah,
right? We
yeah,
had
man.
Ross
Started
on.
with MMA, and then I looked in the corner and I was seeing a little what was it? A little corner with some weights. It was too much.
You showed me the
Man,
picture.
I showed you the picture, man.
Oh,
It was,
with hate.
Yeah.
You showed me the pictures
Man.
angrily, like, oh, look at this. Look at how horrible it
it
looked.
was horrible,
looked horrible.
but yeah, I saw potential, and I was like, fuck it. This is what I need,
You
a bar, some weights.
You created the whole jungle gym.
And now I created with Ruffles together. We created a fucking gym, man. Finally, and I think it's good for also for the whole experience, man. If you come in and you see like, hey, this is a center, Oh my god. Yeah. So this is.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
You guys, congratulations.
Yeah.
You did it.
Thanks, man. We worked hard on it, man.
I might have helped with 1 or 2 screws.
Yeah,
that's
of course,
it.
man.
That's it. But
everything was helpful, man.
The vision you guys had to create that whole thing was amazing,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
That's
Hope on a bigger
beautiful.
future with it, huh?
We will.
Yeah, of course, man. You're gonna keep going, huh?
Oh man, hey, would you like to make some videos someday? Like you showing some stuff,
Of course.
how
yeah.
to actually do a proper burpee?
For
Because
example, there are many different type of burpees, and
Oh, you can. We can film all of it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. I mean, so guys, in the future,
yeah,
watch it. You're gonna have like a whole instructional on how many variations can you just think of right now.
Right now, at least 5. Yeah, but you have way more,
5,
man. Yeah, you have so many. I think more, man. If right on the spot, I would say 10. I can just
think about and do 10.
Yeah, I can do 10
There's
different.
10 different ways of doing it.
Easy, yeah.
Oh my god.
Even more, but
I was
yeah.
just thinking, drop on the floor and stand back up. That's how I do them. I can reach a nice high number of about. I can do 50 without my heart
good,
exploding. Yeah. Like no, just the most horrible way possible. Just drop and stand.
Yeah, but at least you
And
stand
that's
up, man.
it. And that's it.
It's
And
all
then
about standing up.
And
man.
then I'll have to take 10 days off too. Yeah, my man. Well, it's thank you so much.
Welcome,
we're going to you know what we're going to do? We're going to go into that video making stuff. We're going to make as many as we can. So guys, watch out.
Yeah,
Soon you'll see Miguel just showing you some awesome stuff for training.
Yeah, I will, man. Definitely.
We have to work on that online stuff. The online is the future, man.
Yeah, totally true, man. Yeah.
Unless they found something out like the Matrix where you plug it in your head, like Neo did, and then learn everything at once.
Yeah.
Until then, we have to like keep showing everybody.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome, man. Let's do it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Thank you for coming. I had a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot for the
I will do this
new
again.
inspiration, huh?
We'll do it again, man. We're gonna do it again.
course, man.
I want to see
Whatever.
the next challenge. I want to see if you get one.
Well, yeah, I have to first make a compilation of my 874 burpees. It's still on camera, but I'm gonna make it, man. You motivated me to make a compilation, so
Do it,
I'm
and then
gonna
if you
make it,
want,
then you can.
I challenge myself to reach the end of the year and do 200 kilo squats.
Woo!
I know, and I did. That's the stupidest thing I've ever done in my whole life to put that in my life.
That's an achievement, huh?
I'm squatting 4 times a week. I can't feel my legs. It's been days. That's one, and the next one is gonna be pull-ups. I was never able to do a normal pull-up. Never. If I reach 20, I'm super
A
happy.
matter of repetition, man, and keep on going, and
It's just like
it's a mighty feeling if you are not able to do it.
Man, and right, I'm able to fight. I'm able to do a bunch of stuff. I can't do a pull-up. That's bullshit. So I'm gonna hang out with you. I'm gonna find some motivation to do a challenge.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
And we're gonna do it, man.
Awesome, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There it is. Dankjewel.
Graag gedaan. Was tof, man.
Dat
Lekker.
was echt leuk. Dat was echt leuk.
Ja,
Guys,
man.
that was fun. Cauliflower Philosophy would like to take a moment and thank our wonderful and beautiful sponsors. First, Mother Nature, for creating the cauliflower, the symbol of our resistance and our unification in this world. Secondly, I would like to thank the people that lend us this space. Pay. It's here in Amsterdam. Wonderful coffee, wonderful atmosphere, just all around peaceful. Thank you from the depths of our hearts. Also, I would like to once again address my candidacy for the presidency of Choke&Chill. That's it. Choke&Chill is just that amazing that I think they deserve me as a president. Exceptional rash guards, exceptional shorts. And that's what I believe in. I believe that rash guards should be strong, that boots should be dirty, that freedom should be free, and that bald eagles should fly over everybody's house every morning at sunrise. Choke&Chill. If you believe in freedom, then you believe in Choke&Chill. I would also like to thank Monkey Tape for keeping things together. Monkey Tape, keeping things together. It's a play on words. You'll get it. Thank you, Monkey Tape. Thank you also to Grip 020. He had made me squat so much that I'm more amphibious now than I have ever been in my life. I'm partially frogman just because of that much squatting and strength training. Thank you, Grip. You're an amazing guy. And that's it. Also, thank you, ATC. If it wasn't for you, this would have never started. We had never known each other, and we had never grown to be this awesomely strong community. The place, a home, outside of our own home. Eat more cauliflowers. Thank you very much.